dancing around the 15 here. 15 is drifting down, but not making much progress. I'll probably stop this out on a timeout at some point in time, unless I get some movement here. Market bouncing here, trying to flush me out of the SPY put. I don't like these 3 green candles in a row. We haven't had but just one at a time in here, but this is probably gonna take me out of the trade. Probably get out of it and get back in again if it pulls back down again. Okay, so I'm out of the trade. I'm going to look to get back in again if we pull back down again, but right now it's too choppy, and I don't like 3 green candles in a row. I wouldn't mind one small and then another pull down, but not like this. Too much strength in the bounce. And the next time I take a SPY put here, I'll probably go with tomorrow's expiration. Yeah, the indices are very, very choppy, Ali. Joe, what do I have for the SPY 200-day moving average? I got $600.25. 625. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Looking at the wrong one. 571.11. 571.11. 571.11 on the SPY. Again, I'm out of the SPY trade here. It's coming back up to the VWAP. And again, I might enter for another short. I still like to move down to the 200 on it, but right now we're getting too strong a bounce to stay in the trade. Is there a divergence in the T2104? Well, the T2104 is bearish, very bearish right now. So it's been down all day, showing bearish trend, and the market's been in a bearish trend. It's still it's kind of flattened out right here now in the last 2 or 3 candles with the SPY bouncing up. But we'll see what happens here. Simon, you made a great SPX put trade following the SPY trade. Nice job. You're welcome, Simon. Q starting to curl up. You sold your team. It's very bearish on flow under Verizon. Be aware of something on Verizon. Verizon and AT&T, they took a hit here when Canada put some tariffs on, because Verizon and AT&T are the only carriers that actually extend into Canada. I don't think that the same thing is going to be They may sell off TMUS because T and Verizon are selling off, but I don't think it's going to have a long-term impact on TMUS or on TMUS as it does on Verizon and AT&T. Again, I'm out of the SPY. Took a loss on the SPY, but I'm looking to get back in again. Pretty choppy SPY rally here. I didn't get the drop I was looking for, and this candle I wasn't worried about because it retraced, but I don't like this. So again, I'll try it again if we get a setup. Q's doing about the same thing. IWM even a little bit stronger. This Tesla bounced right up to the VWAP as well. I'm not particularly inclined to take any longs right now. Again, TMUS sold off with Verizon and AT&T on the news on Verizon and AT&T. Verizon and AT&T were impacted by the tariffs coming in from Canada. That won't impact TMUS the same way, and but TMUS, of course, sold off with it, which is not surprising. But I still like TMUS here, and if I get a bounce in TMUS today above the 8, I may actually add to it. Oracle breaking down. Harry pointing out CRM is a good short setup. It certainly is. Beautiful short setup. Market pretty choppy though. Had a pretty good drop this morning, but pretty choppy. See SPY right up to the VWAP. Again, I'm out of the trade. I took a loss on that SPY, and we'll revisit it later. What price did I exit the SPY short? Hold on a second. Let me look, Jeff. I don't remember. I got out at 183. So I took a 50-cent loss on it. SPY back up above the VWAP here now. So we're getting a pretty good bounce in the market. And see what happens. Again, I took a CLS. I took a CLS strangle this morning. 87.88 at CLS. It's up to 90 here now. Dimitri is still in the SPY trade, hoping the VWAP is resistance. Yeah, this when you're in a short like this, I don't worry too much about one big green candle if when it reverses like that. But I do concern when I get 3 green candles in a row. I gotta figure that the downward trend has been broken, at least temporarily. So I take it off at that point. I don't wait. I don't wait. There's too strong a bounce here right now. And again, it's not a big surprise that there's a bounce coming after the amount of pullback we've had here recently. But I could have taken that. I did have profits in that SPY trade at one time, but I was looking for a drop down to 200. I didn't get it. It's bouncing right back up into that gap fill from the November election. Yeah, we'll see where the market goes here. These are, technically long setups right now on the SPY and the Qs for SPY super system setups. You've got a tough day you're trading against a very, very red day. But this is a pretty nice bounce. It's kind of like 5 candles in already. But I'm not going to take it long, I don't think, right now. And SPY just kind of moving right along the VWAP right now. SPY trying to come back down now a little bit. It's about 12 o'clock. Welcome to the YouTube folks. Been watching here for a while. Took a SPY trade that didn't work for me. I was short here and had to get out on this big bounce. And right now I'm just kind of watching to what it does around the VWAP. CRM a decent short. BBY also pulling down here. CLS I took a strangle. I took 87.88. 87.88. AT&T still coming in. TMS came in this morning with the AT&T and Verizon sell-off. I personally think it's going to bounce, but we'll see. SPY still showing some strength here. And SPY holding above the VWAP, just kind of moving side. It was a pretty nice little bounce in the SPY right here. Again, holding above the VWAP.
WBA, bankers are prepping a $12 billion debt for Walgreens Boots Alliance deal. It's being circulated. That's on WBA.
SPY coming back down again now. Back down below the VWAP. Very choppy here. About 12.10. Pretty hard move down the market this morning. See that gap down, pretty steady move down, bounced up to the VWAP, pull back again. Pretty steep drop, and then a nice little bounce here above the VWAP, but now we're coming back down again. This is really quite a bit of chop. This was a nice long, but very difficult to go long in this market. There's a lot of selling pressure on it. It's just a matter of when they come in again. All right, see if we get any questions here. entry. You're reluctant to convert it into a triangle same day. Oh, and the SPY you're talking about? Yeah, I haven't really looked at doing a strangle on the SPY. It's kind of right in the middle of the range right now. The problem is that this is the candle on the SPY. See where it is? It's right here at the back up to the entrance into this. This is the gap again from November. It goes way back here. Again, we came through it. This is what we did on the 13th. We came slightly through it and then bounced. And then today yesterday we came into it. Friday we came into it and bounced. Yesterday we came into it and didn't really bounce much. And today we gapped down into it, broke below it, close to the 200-day moving average. Now we're getting a little bounce. I don't think I would. It's tough to strangle the SPY right off the midpoint like that, because there's danger, of course, of just compression, or just a compression. Pretty choppy here right now. Move down, move up, and just chop. Look what I can see what I can find on the short side on stocks. That would be potential shorts. Market's still showing some resilience here off the VWAP. Not touching anything here right now. And I took a loss on this one SPY super system trade that I had today. Other than that, we closed at Oxy for a nice gain this morning. And I'm still in TMUS. TMUS is pulling back with the market and with the other AT&T and Verizon, which have pulled back pretty hard today. AT&T could be a potential straddle or triangle setup here. Is trading at 2670. Pretty big move today on big volume. ATR is only about 60 cents, so if you can get in for around 50 cents, a straddle or a strangle would be pretty good on AT&T. By continuing to move up. Again, pretty big push up here in the SPY now. Still pretty red, but we're right back inside that gap fill now. So just kind of watching. No inclination to dive into anything here right now. See, got any questions now? T2104 is not moving up. Terry looks at the Volt. He's looking at VOLD on the TOS platform. Yeah, no, T2104 is still bearish. It's still drifting down. It's a little flatter, but still drifting down. Definitely, it's diverging to the short side. Again, I'm not diving into any longs here. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate it. In the YouTube JD, I can't help you with that. I don't know about your OKX wallet. Nope. And nope, I don't know anything about that. I don't do any kind of crypto, and I can't help you with that. Sorry. Quite a nice move up on the SPY here. Again, still red for the day. Still down about a little over 1%, but this is a pretty big bounce. Q's as well. Q's even bouncing a little bit more. IWM also bouncing. Very good, very strong market buying going on right now. You can see who's coming to the top here. There's TSM, Taiwan Semi, MSTR, AMD. See, these are all chip stocks bouncing here. AVGO, another chip stock. Mara Crypto starting to bounce as well. Baba bouncing up as well. Palantir. So a lot of stocks bouncing here right now. TVTX heading down. These are your weak stocks right here. These would be the cascading down stocks when the market's moving back up again. Coca-Cola, see the consumer, as the market bounces now, the consumer defensives are starting to sell off. D, that's Dominion Energy. Tyson right here, Tyson selling off. Rommel. Johnson & Johnson, which looked like a good long yesterday, pulling back. Pepsi pulling back again. You can see these consumer defensives are starting to sell a little bit here. There's General Mills. Again, they're selling off and the chips are bouncing. This is a pretty big difference. Anton, you went long in MDT yesterday? Yeah, the medical devices have been doing pretty well. It's down today, of course. I'm sure you know. It went up to 95.26 I had for resistance on it yesterday. It went there again this morning, and now it's pulling back. Gapped up, and you took profits, which was smart. What was your opinion? What's your opinion of the stock yesterday? Would you have taken it? Probably not. It depends on where. It depends on where you took it. This is what I was looking at on MDT. All right, so this is yesterday's candle. So it depends where you took it. This was where the resistance was. If you're in here down here, I would have been okay. I wouldn't have taken it up here. I wouldn't have taken it up here just because there was too close to resistance here, and the market was weak, and I wouldn't have taken it. And you got a gap up here this morning, a little bit of a gap up from yesterday's close. so you took profits on it. I think it's wise that you're out. I would not have taken it up here. I would have traded it intraday down here, but I would have been out at the end before the end of the day. That's, in hindsight, I can say that. Again, defensive are all selling off. The market's still going up here. This is a pretty strong pop in the market. T2104 is still showing bearish, but I'm not going to chase the market up here. See what TMAS is doing. It's not doing much of anything. It's just trading with Verizon and AT&T. I think that's a mistake. I think TMAS is much stronger than they'll be, but we'll see. You had the resistance around 97.80 at MDT. These lines go back pretty far. Do I have an exit target on CLS? I haven't put one on yet. On CLS, I have to watch it a little bit, but hold on just one second, Ari. I'll look at that.
LTRY, lottery.com, targets first entry markets in Europe and Asia. That's on LTRY. On LTRY, see a little volume.
I'll show you where 95.26 came from. These are the high volume candles on MDT. We're back quite a ways here, right? There's 95.26. Top of this candle, bottom of this candle. High volume candle, bottom of it. High volume candle, top of it. High volume candle, top of it. Right through there. That's 95.26. All right, so on CLS, do I have an exit target on it yet? Let me look. I haven't put a sell order in on it yet. It's right now trading at 90.90. So let's see what we're on that CLS. I paid $7.55. It's about $7.70 right now. It's bouncing back up. I got the 100-day moving average up here around 94. Probably a reasonable sell order on this for $7.55 is probably about $1, about $8.55. I think would be a reasonable price. Right now it's trading at $7.47. I imagine the spreads are a little wide on this right now. But yeah, I'd look for about $1 on it, Harry.
COSM for insider purchase on the name. Chief Executive Officer purchasing 132,000 at 49 cents. That's COSM.
Thanks, Anton. Good luck to you trading today as well. Yeah, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to get some lunch, so I'll shut the YouTube feed down around then. Again, I took a SPY short earlier and had to take a loss on that. I haven't joined this move up here, and I don't trust it. Qs have bounced back up above the 200-day moving average. I actually put in it's a pretty good hammer bar right now on the daily chart for the Qs, but it's very early here. It's just a little after 12:30. Q's acting just like the SPY, starting to come down a little bit here now. Looking for strangles. Now, see, OKTA would be one that you would initially look at because it has such a big move up today. But here's the OKTA chart. Since it opened this morning, big gap up. But see, this is what you don't want to get involved in. Is that suppression, that compression like that. I don't even know what CLS is doing right now. Yeah, CLS has got some price movement, so that's good. The stocks that are strong here now, the solars are bouncing, but not an awful lot of money here right now. Not a lot of stocks in here. Baba bouncing up pretty strongly. Again, I don't trust this move for the rest of the day. Energy trying to bounce here. A lot of stocks coming off of their lows. Oh, Ali. Yeah, that was scared. That guy that was asking me about that thing out there in the. I don't know what he was even talking about. Um, he did that yesterday too. I don't know. I'm just gonna take it off. Dimitri, what do I think about the current volume on the market you're talking about, or you're talking about any particular stock? The volume's pretty good, actually. Nvidia is positive, Jeff. Yep, and the Qs are doing better than the SPY. Yeah, the Qs, as we looked at when we saw some of those stocks earlier, the tech stocks were bouncing pretty nicely. Nvidia's green now by about 1.67%. AMD up about 1.2%. So we're getting a little bit of a relief rally in the semiconductors. AVGO also up about 0.2%. Getting a little bit of a relief rally in them. Market in general, the market in general, the volume's not bad at all today so far. SPY's traded so far about 37 million shares. It's about quarter of one. That's not bad. Yesterday it was above average. Yesterday it traded 74 million, 88 million on Friday. So pretty big volume to this for this selling. Today the volume is not as high as it was yesterday, but it's still probably going to be average or more. Still continuing up, the market is.
Comments out by Trump. Please explain to Governor Trudeau of Canada that when he puts on a retaliatory tariff on the U.S., our reciprocal tariff will immediately increase by a like amount.
AT&T coming down pretty hard here. It's also, this is a potential straddle or strangle here right now. You could do a 2650 straddle, on this AT&T. In other words, 2650 calls, 2650 puts, expiring this week. You missed the equity on the straddle. The price on the straddle I talked about with T when I mentioned it. And again, the price may have changed. No, 26.50 puts, 26.50 calls, expiring this week on AT&T. You know, if you can get into them, you should be able to get into them for around $0.50 or so. By a little bit of a hammer candle there, but still bouncing up. Yeah, I'm not going to fight this long. It's about 12:45. I'm going to get a little bit something, get something to eat here. Get a little hungry. So I will be back in just a little bit. I'll have to stop the YouTube feed here. Thank you so much, YouTube folks, for being here today. I appreciate it. And we'll be back again tomorrow around 11:15 to get started. And again, thanks for your questions out there. All right, we will end that YouTube and see everybody tomorrow.